Hello future people, welcome to Getting Tabled. I'm Jason the Bruce, and today we're trekking deep into the swamp. So, heading into Malifaux today. This is the Zoraida Core Box. This is she's one of the older masters. She's been around since the start of the game, but this is the new version. Well, it's a new-ish version of her box set. It's new for me. I realise that it has been out for a while. This is one of the masters that I never got around to owning when I was in the game for the first time. She was always on my list because the way that she played, at least back then, to me sounded very exciting, and I thought she was going to be a lot of fun. But I just never got around to it because I had so many masters already that I hadn't used. To the point, and I'd never even started playing with either of my Gremlins or my Neverborn, on the table at least. And this is a box that falls into both. She can work for either the Neverborn or the Bayou. I'm looking forward to actually getting this on the table. As you guys probably know, Malifaux is one of the games that I've returned to this year. I still have only had the one game at this stage, but it's a game that I really wanted to get back into. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, let's get the stuff on the table that you already own and see what happens. I've been going through and seeing what needs to be repaired and what needs to be done, but I'm really excited for this. But let's get this on the table. Alright, so this is the Zoraida Core Box. Lovely artwork as always. Like this, it's really gorgeous. On the sides, same stuff as usual, legalese. But on the back, we get an idea of what's actually coming in the box. Now, the big thing with Malifaux is that all of these will actually be the sculpts that you end up having. These are 3D renders of the actual minis. So, you've got a lot of pieces on these that are going to be a little bit fragile that you're going to have to be careful with. Same with the little needle that's going through your Voodoo Doll. Your big boy is going to be a big boy. And Zoraida. I'm not 100% sure if this is a new sculpt. I'm pretty sure Bad Juju changed significantly, but I think that Zoraida might actually be exactly the same sculpt as before. These definitely are. But let's have a look. Your usual bases. Cards. Now, I don't actually know if these cards are the current ones or not. They may have been updated. So we'll have to have a look at that. And we're getting 4 sprues, kind of. I don't quite get what's going on with that one. Alright, so this is Bad Juju. Getting really nice and close in on the detail, some lovely wooden texture. It actually looks like this might go together really easily, at least at first glance. For those that are not aware, Malifaux models have a fairly notorious reputation of being difficult to build. I'm not actually being critical on this. I actually kind of like the way that they do their models. They do their models with the final result being the only thing that really matters. And that just means that sometimes you've got some stuff that's just going to be hard to get used to. If you're someone that's newer to the hobby, this is going to be a challenge. I'm not telling you that that means you should avoid it. I love this game. This is definitely something you should try. This is, in my opinion, one of the best games on the market today. But you just need to be aware that this is going to be a little bit more difficult to build than your more simpler kits. Here we've got our Voodoo Doll. This is the weird one. Like it's clearly been on another sprue at some stage, but it doesn't connect to anything else in the box. So that's really weird. I mean, it doesn't matter. I just find it really weird. He's tiny. He's still got some nice detail. but obviously he's tiny because he's a voodoo doll. This is our swamp hag. She's got her own little voodoo doll here. Very pretty, gorgeous head. And by pretty gorgeous head, I clearly mean the exact opposite of that. On the other side, you get a little bit closer look at some of the detail. Really, really gorgeous. It's going to be interesting to see how this looks together. And the Waltgeists. These twisted tree-looking things are just stunning. They're all like haunted trees. Like you can see the faces there. But they don't look like trees that just have something sculpted in it. It looks like it's grown from the branches. I really like how they've done that. I suspect that this in particular is going to be quite a challenge to build. Now, obviously, you've got your feet here are separate pieces on these two. Not on that one, but he does still have quite a few multiple pieces. The bodies on these ones are actually one piece, which is nice. Alright, so here we're looking at all of the cards that come with the set. You get everything that for the characters that come in the box, plus you've got a curse here that you can place on your enemy. After going through the website, I can confirm that the ones that I've received are exactly the same as the ones that are currently available, so it would appear that there's been no change to this crew. Updates are something that's going to happen to games from time to time. It's not really something you need to be concerned about. It is a frustration with tabletop games that you are going to need to get used to if this is a hobby that you're entering for the first time. Because it will happen sometimes that something will get updated just after you buy it, and it will make it feel like it was completely pointless you buying it. And of course you can't return it for things like that. But it's just one of those things where sometimes after a game comes out or after a new model is released, it affects things more than they expected that it would, and they have to nerf it or they have to bump it up to make it more viable or to try and balance things. Some companies are more stringent on these things than others. There are some companies that do it better than some others as well. It's just something you need to be aware of. But in this particular set, everything's remained the same since it was released. So, happy with that. Thank you very much for checking out this video. If you're enjoying the content of this channel, please like and subscribe. If you're in a position to do so, please check out patreon.com/gettingtabled. You receive early access to at least 80% of all videos that we put out, and you get access to the video edition of all of our podcasts the day that they're uploaded. If you'd like to check us out on social media, facebook.com/gettingtabled is the most active. We also have a Discord server. You can email our team at gettingtabled@gmail.com. If you're on either Twitter or Instagram, you can find us at gettingtabled. And until next time, play more.